fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class G2 Universe Dead End from the Transformers Legacy Evolution line from Hasbro. So I know this one is a long time coming. This kind of fell to the bottom of the review box, and I forgot about it for quite some time, and then when I finally dug it out and found it, I thought I'll save it. You know, I'll wait until we finally find out what's going on with the rest of the G2 Stunticons, because at this point we've had two for a while, and there wasn't really any news. We did have some of those text leaks that Breakdown was coming, and today we finally saw the reveal at PulseCon 2024, which in my opinion was a little lackluster, but that's a discussion for another day. But we finally saw G2 Breakdown, so we finally have our third G2 Stunticon. I do not know what's going on with the other two. One of them, you know, being Motormaster, which would have to be a pretty significant release and probably not going to be retail. So that's the one I think that's most up in the air. But you can't really do, you know, 3 out of 5, so I'm hoping they finish them off eventually. But here we are, taking a look at G2 Dead End in preparation for Breakdown, which I think is going to be spring of next year, I want to say. Something like that. In any case, the packaging is part of this Walmart capsule that was like the 90s, you know, radiation Nickelodeon GAC. I still don't really remember what this capsule was called, but it was the crazy G2 90s capsule. Really fun artwork here on the side for Dead End. Got some nice artwork of the vehicle mode here on the front, and then we have half of the Evolution mural on this side. Not really anything going on the bottom, just got the Evolution logo there on the top, and then over here on the back we got that Nickelodeon orange splat with the radioactive symbol with the Autobot symbol in the center there, and then some nice product shots of the robot mode and the vehicle mode for G2 Dead End. So pretty standard on the packaging. I'm going to go ahead, get them out of the box here, and we'll take a closer look. Here is G2 Dead End out of the packaging, and I have to say, I really like the color scheme for this guy. I really like the kind of bright metallic teal with the yellow. I think that really pops. Really fantastic G2 Decepticon symbol here on the hood of the car. Looks absolutely fantastic. Plus, it's just kind of fun to see this mold again. It's been a while since I've revisited the Stunticons. So, you know, these were a good time. I really had a lot of fun. Menasor turned out great, and I'm really interested in finishing off G2 Menasor, so hopefully they continue after Breakdown. But, yeah, he looks good. Really nice paint here. I mean, he's got a very simple head sculpt with just the visor and the face mask. But, again, the yellow with the metallic teal really is a nice contrast. Head can swivel from side to side. I don't know if there's any kind of ball joint. It might just be, I think it's just a mushroom peg. Yeah, I think it just swivels side to side. You have a hinge out to the side here, as well as a rotation. Bicep swivel, about 90 degrees in the elbow, but if you can see, if he's holding the gun, it starts to hit into the arm, so that will hinder it a little bit. You have a waist swivel there. You have nice hip out to the side. Unfortunately, can't really go farther front to back because it kind of hits into... Yeah, so that's something I feel like they should have figured out, but what are you going to do? Kicks out to the side, nice. Thigh swivel there, and then you have about 90 degrees there in the knee, and then you have the ankle tilt so that you can get him in some poses. Get a little bit of front to back as well, just because of the way it transforms. So it's been a minute since we've looked at these molds, but I feel like it still holds up. I like the look of this guy. And we will put him... First, we will do his other G2 counterpart, Shadow Strip. So this is our, it's just G2 Drag Strip. I don't know why they called it Shadow Strip instead of just G2 Drag Strip. But here we are. But it is G2 Drag Strip. So these are our two G2 Stunticons that we have so far. Still waiting on the others. But they look good together. And then, of course, we will put him next to G1 Dead End. And you can see the differences there. You know, you have the much brighter red. So you have kind of a lot of muted like tone here over here because you have the maroon and the black. You have a little bit of silver to break it up. But over here you have the much brighter red and the metallic teal. So definitely a much brighter color scheme over here, which is very indicative of the 90s. Whereas you have the more kind of muted color palette over here. But both look good. I do wish there was a G2 Decepticon symbol there in the middle of the chest. Really my only complaint with this guy. Otherwise, pretty fantastic. You do get some nice deco here on the side. And all the windows and everything are painted. So yeah, pretty cool. Nice to see this mold again. And I think it's a really fun color scheme for it. I like it a lot. So transformation is pretty simple. We're going to start with these panels here on the forearms. And we are going to swivel them around 180 degrees. Then we are going to take this wheel and also swivel that around. You want to make sure if you have the arms twisted or anything that they're completely lined back up so that this will have room to swivel around. Then we're going to repeat the process over here with this side. Swivel that around, make sure that's lined up, and then swivel the wheel down as well. Next, we're going to come around to the back, and the whole hood of the car is going to unhook from the roof of the car. It was pegged into these two spots right here. Then we're going to kind of bring that up to about there and let that hang out. Then this whole section here is going to hinge downward and hang out about there. These two pieces here of the midsection, shoulder I guess you'd say, will hinge down like so. Then this section with the head will rotate around into the body to about there. These sections will actually come up all the way like so and then peg into each other just like that. Then this is going to come in and kind of fold against the body just like so. For whatever reason, the one on this side for me sometimes gets stuck, and I don't really know why it does this to me, but there we go. Now that's in. Then we can close this back down, and then this section will just kind of continue down. I like to kind of make sure it clears here first, and then peg this all down like that. And that is pretty much the entire front section of the car. Bring the wheels down a little bit so they're not in the way. Get that all pegged in like so. Then the back section of the car is actually really simple. You're going to just fold these pieces up like that. You're going to open up the shin pieces like so. And then this is just going to kind of come up here and connect in like that. Do the same over here like so. And then you want to make sure that these pieces, and this part I always have kind of difficulty with, you can see that there's a little tab. You really got to make sure that that connects into each other. And I don't know why. There's just like no great way to grab a hold of this to get these two pieces to connect to each other. Let me see if I bring this back out. Yeah, go like this and just make sure that those really connect into each other. It's a really tight little connection there, but then bring this back up, and then these will just close up down here. And then these, for whatever reason on mine, don't like to stay together all that well, but that should be sufficient. And there is our G2 dead end in vehicle mode. So I love the look of this. Like I said, I like the brighter red. I think that looks pretty good. I like the decals here on the side. I like this little bit of yellow on the top. And then you have that absolutely gigantic Decepticon G2 symbol there that I love. Now, like I said, you can see here, unfortunately, on the back, I don't know what it is, but mine just doesn't like to stay together. This is kind of supposed to like latch under here and stay together. But I don't know. It just doesn't really do it. Maybe that, yeah, I don't know. It just, I don't know. I mean, it's not going to come apart or anything like that, but it just doesn't sit as flush as I'd like it. And it probably goes back to that piece in there that I still couldn't quite 100% get connected, but it still looks pretty good. We can take his guns and pop them here on these spots on the back. So you have some weaponry mounted there for the vehicle mode. And then to do a comparison with G1 dead end in vehicle mode. Looking pretty cool. Now, whereas you had all the windows painted black here, you have all the windows painted silver, which I think also kind of brightens it up a little bit. But yeah, these two are really cool. I like this a lot. I feel like even though they're exactly the same mold, the paint schemes are different enough that they feel kind of different, which I think is kind of neat. Yeah, they look good. And then we'll also bring in G2 Drag Strip, aka Shadow Strip, so you can start to get a look at the team in G2 fashion here in vehicle mode. Very cool. And just for fun, I thought I'd connect the two to Menasor. Obviously not full-on G2 colors, but just to kind of get a sense of them connected as the arms, just for fun. This repaint of Dead End is pretty great. I'll always love the G1 color scheme, but the G2 color scheme is also a lot of fun. A lot of bright colors, you know, just kind of celebrating those fluorescence and crazy color schemes of the 90s. I love the giant G2 Decepticon symbol on the hood of the car. Just all in all, I think this is still a pretty fun mold. I think it still holds up for being 3 years old at this point. I mean, if we think about the fact that this came back in Legacy, Yeah, I think it still holds up pretty well. You know, it's a great color scheme. G2 is kind of having a revival right now, and I'm loving that, so keep it going. And with the announcement of Breakdown today, hopefully we can quickly get the other two and have our G2 Menasor. But yeah, this guy's a lot of fun. Like I said, he was part of that Walmart capsule. I don't know how difficult it is to find at this point. I feel like it was fairly difficult to find then, and I have no idea about the secondary market now, but if you can get one for a reasonable price and you're a fan of G2, I definitely think this guy's worth checking out. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.